Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Steph. I feel like changing up my introduction today. We'll see if it sticks. I'm really excited for today's video. We're going to be doing a full face of first impressions. If you guys missed my Sephora and Ulta haul, I'll leave that linked for you guys. And yes, I am still trying to be on a beauty budget or a low buy, but I had some gift cards and I also spent some of my own money. And I have a lot of new products to try, so I thought it would be fun to test them out together today. And we create this look right here. Ooh, we're looking a little heavy on the bronze, yikes. I feel like I'm gonna edit this and be mortified. But if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look today, whether or not you think it's horrible or whether or not you like it, then stay tuned. But first, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so before you go. I post videos every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with an occasional bonus video tossed in there. But without further ado, let's get into some new makeup. All right, you guys, I'm literally sitting here in my sports bra because why not? And if you're wondering if I just got done working out, the answer is definitely no, but I do plan to go later today. Also, finally went scrunchie shopping, and I'm not gonna lie, super satisfied with what I found. I went to Francesca's and they had tons of options for scrunchies, very, very cute ones. I got a couple of packs of scrunchies, and then I got this like ponytail, I forget what they call this, ponytail tie something. I got a couple of these, which I love these. This is like, not to brag, but I loved the look of this when I had to like create it myself, and now it's like a trend. Okay, welcome you guys. I have tons of new makeup to test out today. If you guys missed my Sephora and Ulta haul, I'll leave that linked for you guys. But I had some gift cards, I had some points to redeem, and then I spent some of my own money. And I got a ton of new stuff. In fact, I was going through all my stuff and I feel like I have enough stuff to do like 2 full faces. But we're just, you know, I got one face and today's one day. So we're gonna do a full face of new things. I think the only thing I don't have that's new is brows, but brows and eyeliner. So those are the only 2 things that I like won't be testing that are new. So if you guys are excited, I've already done an intro and now I feel like I'm doing like a second intro. Okay, so let's just jump into it. Okay, so I have 2 primers that I have picked up recently. One is the First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone matte primer, and the other is the Ofra Rays of Light primer. And I think I'm gonna try the Rays of Light primer because I'm really interested in this. I've heard some really good reviews on this, and I'm really curious to see if it actually gives like a bronzed look to the skin. It looks like it's going to be super tinted, which I'm excited about for the summertime. And I think this is also supposed to give like a luminosity, which I love. So we're going to start out with 1 pump. And I feel like I say this in any video where I'm doing makeup on camera, but please don't judge me for the way that I apply my makeup because I'm no professional. I know, like, I don't like pat, I do drag my face. So, you know, I might wrinkle a year or two sooner than others. I'm going in with 1 more half pump just to cover my forehead. No pilling, so that's a good sign, although this isn't a pore filling primer, so I wouldn't expect that. And I'm literally looking at the viewfinder right now, so I'm not quite sure what result we're getting. I'm not really noticing much of a luminosity, nor am I really noticing that it's much tanner. Maybe I'll go back to edit and be like, oh yeah, I noticed that added a little bit of a tan to the skin. Maybe it adds a little bit of luminosity, maybe, but I'm not so sure about that. I'm definitely going to keep testing these products, and I will come back and do like a rehaul where I share my hits and misses from all the items that I picked up. So more to come on this. It actually does make my skin feel a little bit more smooth though, I will say that, so that's always a plus. Okay, so for foundation today, I actually picked this up recently at Marshall's. I got this for $8. This is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. It says shake well before use. This was $8, so I felt like I couldn't not get it. Plus I have dry skin, so I feel like this is one that I may like. Okay, my filming was interrupted. I'm not sure where I was at. I feel like this has been a pretty polarizing product in a sense of like, I feel like people either really love it or really hate it. So it says to shake well, and then you twist the cap and you press down, and then do you, okay, interesting. So then I'm going to take it on my beauty sponge. Maybe this is why this was on. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, got some on my sponge. I did get mine in the shade Fair, which I think is going to be a little bit too light for me right now, but we shall see. Okay, that is one layer, and right off the bat I would say that this is obviously super lightweight. I would say it is light coverage. I could see if you wore this with like a really dewy primer, you would definitely get like the dew would shine through. I do want to add a second layer just to see how this builds, but right off the bat I really feel like I like this. I mean, I know this is only a first impression, but I could see this working out really well for me in the summertime. I do typically like a more lightweight, natural coverage foundation, especially in the summertime and for work. One thing that I will say that is kind of annoying about this is the way that it dispenses. But we'll see what 2 layers look like, and I do feel like this shade is a little bit too light for me at the moment. So it would be a nice summer foundation, but not my summer shade. Okay, so because of the luminosity that is provided already from the foundation, I feel like it's not something I would pair with a luminous or like, not a sparkly, like a luminous primer, but I really do like the finish that that gives to the skin. I think that this is super pretty. If I like this, I may have to stop at Marshall's and see if I can get a shade darker so that I can have more of like my summer shade, but I think that's super pretty. I'll be interested to see like what the wear time on this is. I also feel like this actually may have paired better with the mattifying primer just because it may have filled my pores in just a little bit. Sometimes I feel like with luminous foundations it emphasizes my pores just a little bit more. I am noticing that it is just kind of sitting in like the crevice by my nose just a little bit too, which I can get sometimes with luminous foundations. But for me personally, I could see how some people would not like this, because if you don't like dewy, if you don't like luminous, you probably wouldn't like this. I'm looking at the viewfinder and I'm like, yep, I look glowy. But for me personally, I like a little healthy looking glow, so I actually like this so far. Okay, I took my shirt back off. It was getting a little bit hot. It's super stormy out, but it's still very warm here. Okay, so next up for concealer, I picked up 2 concealers recently. I picked up the Jouer Essential High Coverage as well as the Elsie Complete Remedy Silk Concealer, and I'm really interested to try something from Elsie, so I'm going to try the Elsie concealer today. Now, reading off the Ulta website, it says that this is a multitasking under eye concealer that corrects and brightens with its buildable medium to full coverage formula with the added benefits of an eye cream. It's infused with caffeine, cranberry seed oil, hyaluronic acid, and this concealer will depuff, hydrate, and reduce the fine, blah blah blah. So it has a lot of claims. So I wonder if this is one, I mean obviously I'm going to use it underneath my eyes, but I wonder if this is one where it's more like you use it before you put your foundation on. Ooh. And it also has like this kind of applicator, and when I squeezed it up it looked super liquidy and like a lot came out with just a little squeeze. So I want to make sure I'm being careful. Okay, so okay, yeah, it appears to be incredibly liquidy. And by the way, I got mine in the shade Light. I think I got the second lightest shade. I'm gonna scoot a little bit closer for you guys. Okay. So this is what the concealed eye looks like next to the not concealed eye. I don't notice a whole lot of a difference. And I don't typically like to build my concealers up more than once. Now, if this is more just to like brighten underneath the eyes, I totally get it. But if you're looking for any sort of coverage, I feel like you're not going to get that from this. It's super, super liquidy, like I said, so it feels very, very hydrating, which I'm all about because I tend to have dry under eyes. And I want to go in today without setting anything because I like to see how things look not set, especially in the summertime. I mean, we don't all want to go set and everything, but this is what one layer looks like on both eyes. It definitely looks like it brightened a little bit, but I don't feel like I'm getting much for coverage. I am just going to try and go in with a second layer just to see how it builds, but I have a feeling it's gonna look kind of just the same. And if I'm using this wrong, you guys, like, please leave me a comment and let me know. Very interesting. I've never used a concealer like this with this kind of applicator. It feels like a little bit messy. Okay, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit more coverage from that second layer. I actually do feel like it's providing a bit more coverage. Okay, I do feel like I got a lot more coverage from that second layer, so I would actually agree with the claim that this is indeed buildable. I'm just gonna pop like a little bit on to my eyelids, just the tiniest amount, and conceal my eyelids so I don't look as ridiculous. I always have a ton of redness or like veins popping through on my eyelids. Okay, there we go. So far, what I will say is I feel like this is giving me like very like natural skin sort of summer vibes. Very like, it looks very healthy in my opinion. I could go back and edit and be like, no, not at all. But so far, I like it. I look so light over here. All right, you guys, we are going to move on to bronzer. I think, no, I actually have 3 bronzing products that I've recently picked up. One is the Bronzing Glow from Natasha Denona. I have used this one time and I do really like this. This gives a very sun-kissed look to the skin because this is more of like a pink toned bronze, if you get my drift. But because I haven't tried this, I'm not going to try this one today. I think I might do, if you guys want to see like my go-to quick summer look, let me know. But this is going to be a product I think that is my quick go-to summer look. I also recently picked up from NARS the Hot Nights palette, which does have a bronzer in there right here. It looks like a really nice light bronzer. It is in the shade Manahi, or no, yeah, Manahi, I'm not sure. But the product that I do really want to test today is from Cover FX. So I have 2 of the blush duos and I had to pick up one of the bronzing duos. I just had to. So this is the lighter of the 2. This is in the shade Sun-Kissed Bronze. And I haven't tried this one yet at all. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe R2 and I'm going to go in on the matte side first. Ooh, this looks like it's kind of powdery. And I'm going to start just with my forehead and see kind of what the shade looks like. Okay, I feel like I got like way too close to my eyes here, which always happens to me. And one of you commented that I definitely could do a better job at blending into my hairline, and I don't disagree. So I've been trying to blend into my actual hairline a little bit better, but I do like that shade. I think that's super pretty. That's giving me like all the summertime sun-kissed vibes. That is so pretty. Okay, so then we're gonna bring it onto the cheeks. I mean, I don't want to say this is love at first sight, but this might be love at first sight. I really like the tone of this. I feel like it's like not too warm, but at the same time brings warmth to the face, if that makes sense. I'm also just going to bring a little bit down my neck. I really like this so far. Oh yes, and then there's the bronzy side. I think I may just try to add a little touch of shimmer. Let's see, does that... Okay, the nice thing about the shimmer is it's not like intense, like a highlight. Like it's not, like it's packed pretty densely, so you're not gonna get like, it's not like really easy to go overboard, if you get my drift. So you can just like tap your brush in and it's just gonna give you a beautiful, beautiful glow. I feel like something looks really weird here in the viewfinder, but we'll see what happens when I edit. Anyway, so that just warmed up the bronze with a touch of a glow, which you gotta love in the summertime. Sorry, I'm just like with my hair tie and like this bronzed look, I'm dying. So beautiful. That was sarcasm, by the way, you guys. I'm like one of the most sarcastic people ever, and I like cannot get along with not sarcastic people, or people who don't understand my humor, or people who can't laugh at themselves, because I'm constantly making jokes about myself, but super awkward when people think I'm being serious and I'm not. Okay, so for blush, I'm gonna go in with this Dim Infusion blush that I recently picked up from Hourglass. I'm freaking pumped about this because I swatched this in store and it looked beautiful. Now this is like my first time using it, so I feel like I'm not gonna get the same sort of vibe that I got from the swatch in store. It was like a very beautiful coral blush, and with the Hourglass blushes, they have a bit of a shimmery sheen to them, so they definitely give a glow to the cheeks, which I love. Oh yeah, that adds like a little like pop of like orangey coral. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna edit this back and feel like I look ridiculous, and then I'm gonna be really embarrassed for saying that like I really like how I'm looking. Maybe I should go, I'm gonna go check in a big mirror quick. Okay, I feel like we're looking okay. Now, for eyes, I was debating whether or not to use that NARS Hot Nights palette and use the eye shades in that, but I actually think I'm going to use the Naked Reloaded. My husband grabbed this for me because our daughter got into a bunch of my makeup while he was watching her, and this was his apology present to me. I actually haven't even played around with this at all, but I'm really excited to. I want to just do a nice bronzy, like neutral toned look to kind of match the whole summery vibe that we have going on. One thing I'll say about this packaging, I was really surprised. It's more of a cloth packaging, and what I love about this is, who can appreciate when like the mirror flips all the way? Like I just love when the mirror flips all the way around. Maybe it's because then I can easily show it when I'm showing you guys things on YouTube. I mean, am I the only one who feels that way? Anyway, we are going to, I don't even know what I want to do. I know that I want to, let's see what Reputation looks like. I want to figure out which shimmer I want to go on my eyes. It's either going to be Barely Baked or Reputation, I think. Okay, so I'm going to start out by going into Bucked right here and just using this as my transition shade. And I'm only going to use like 2 or 3 shades, you guys. We're not going to do anything extravagant. I have been feng shuiing the last couple of days, which is part of the reason you guys don't see the desk in my background anymore. The other day I was standing in my bedroom and I like felt really anxious, and whenever I feel super anxious, I just either need to organize or feng shui, which basically, in my opinion, feng shui, it just means like rearranging. So, I mean, I went ham rearranging. It was like 8:30 at night, and my husband was watching, I think, like a baseball game, and he comes in at like 9:30 and he's like, what the heck is going on? Like, it's almost time for bed, and like, you're going crazy, like, and then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try and go to bed. And I was like rearranging all this stuff in our room. I moved my desk into like this little nook that we have in our room so I can create like my office there instead of the like living room that it was in. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're crazy, like go to bed. But anyway, so I've been feng shuiing, so I don't really have anywhere special to go with this makeup. I'm just going to continue on with my household chores, with my feng shuiing, with my organizing. I've got tons of laundry to fold, so hopefully I'll be looking good to do laundry. I really do like this bucked shade. I think it's pretty. This would be like a really easy shade to just toss in the crease and call it a day, especially for work. That's, yeah, I really do like this shade. Okay, before we move on with the eyes, I'm going to quickly do my brows off camera because I feel like I get going on my eyes and then I think I look ridiculous because my brows aren't done. So I'm going to do that really quick. I always just use ABH Brow Powder Duo on my eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, brows are done, and honestly I feel like I could just end here if I was just doing like a quick, simple, easy makeup look. I'm gonna go in and build up that bucked shade just a tiny bit more. I feel like I kind of just want to like leave this as is. Is that weird? Okay, I feel like this is a trying to makeup video, so I feel like I shouldn't just end here. For the sake of YouTube, I'm then gonna go in with Endgame on a smaller brush and use this to build up the crease. Oh boy, that is a pigmented shade, jeez. So the last Urban Decay palette I had, well, with the exception of the Born to Run actually, but before that, the last Urban Decay, and actually the only Urban Decay palette I have ever owned, was the Naked 2, and I owned that way back in college, so many moons ago. So I don't even really like remember, like I don't remember what the formula is like. I don't really have anything to compare it to. I'm gonna go back into Bucked to blend this out a little bit more. You guys will have to leave me a comment and let me know if you are a big Urban Decay fan. Did you pick up the Naked Reloaded palette? Do you think the quality is the same, worse, or better than some of the other Urban Decay palettes? I've spent quite a bit of time with Born to Run because one of these shades is in my 19 Shadows in 2019 project pan. So I've gotten to know that formula very well, and I would say like it's hit or miss. Like there are some really great shades, and then there are some shades that I think are duds. But for the most part, it is a good palette. It's a palette that I do like and do recommend. I'm just like feeling a little fatigued by that palette at the same time. Okay, those two blended out pretty easily. I'm next going to go in with the shade Burn, which is this beautiful shimmer, and I'm going to go in with that all over the lid. And I'm using a MAC 242. I'm using this dry. Most of the time I just like can't truly be bothered to wet my brush unless I'm like really going for it in a look, which is incredibly rare. Okay, I do like the way that this one looks even dry. I think it's good. I haven't noticed a ton of fallout, maybe just like a tad. What I will say about that concealer is it is not sinking into my like lines as I expected. I mean, granted it's creasing a little bit, but kind of just like a normal concealer. Like for not being set, for not having set that concealer, I'm really impressed, especially considering how liquidy it was. Okay, so next, this isn't a new product to me, but this is the Milk Makeup eyeliner in the shade Bonus, which is kind of like this. It's a brown and it almost has like gold reflect in it, and I'm just going to take that in my waterline. And then to finish off the look, this Angel Fire shade looks really pretty, but it also looks a little bit chunky. Do I want to use that or do I want to use Bribe? I think I am going to take this Angel Fire shade and use it as an inner corner highlight. Hopefully it doesn't get chunky and land in my eyeball. Okay, not 100% sure how I feel about that Angel Fire shade, but that is going to complete my eye look. Now let's move on to highlighter and finish off with lips. So for highlight, I finally did it and picked up the Pixi Glowy Gossamer Duo. I got mine in Delicate Dew, which has the sort of pink toned highlight and then the like champagne gold highlight. I've just heard too many people rave about this. I wanted to get in on the action. I think today I'm gonna go in with the more champagne toned side. And I'm taking this on my ABH A23. I've literally worn off the like brush name on this. I use this brush all the time, and we are going to see what this looks like. Ooh, yes, very pretty. This gives off that sort of, and I figured that this would be the case, that sort of a wet vibe. Reminds me of the Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe highlighting palette, as well as the MAC Hyper Real Glow palette. But very, very pretty. I really wanted to try one of the Persona lip glosses, so I picked mine up in the shade Peach. I can't remember if this is new or if this is part of like her first round. Oh great, vacuuming upstairs. Ignore the vacuuming noise. Okay. It feels very nice going on the lips. And it's pigmented without being too pigmented. Like, it's definitely not opaque, but it still has that peach hint to it, and it makes the lips look super glossy. So I really do like that. It doesn't feel like it's going to be too sticky by any means, and I think it's going to be a really nice shade for the summertime as well. But that is going to conclude today's video. Let me just really quick recap all of the products that we tested today. So first we had the Ofra, I keep forgetting what this is called, Rays of Light Primer. I'm definitely gonna have to try this a few more times and see what I think about it. I wasn't overly impressed right away. I didn't feel like it gave much of like a bronzy radiance, but I will keep testing this and come back and let you guys know what I think. Then we have the Becca Aqua Luminous Foundation, and so far so good on this. I really like the finish that it gives to the skin. A nice healthy glow to the skin, but also super, super lightweight and more of like a light to medium coverage. I typically don't like anything that's like medium to full. At least that's not my preference for like work. So I feel like this is gonna be a really, really good summer and work foundation. So I'm really excited about that. As far as the LC concealer is concerned, I'm definitely gonna have to keep testing this. I wanna see how this works set and not set. So far, so good, not set. A very, very interesting formula and one that I'm excited to keep testing out. But so far, I mean, I don't not like it. I just don't know how to feel about it yet. It definitely feels so lightweight underneath the eyes. Like, I definitely, more vacuuming. I definitely don't feel like I'm wearing concealer underneath my eyes, and I typically prefer a lightweight, more medium coverage concealer from a day-to-day basis, so I have a feeling I probably will end up really liking this. Okay, you can probably still hear the vacuuming, but we're gonna move on. Okay, so next up we have the Cover FX Bronzing Duo in Sunkissed Bronze, and first impressions, I'm in love. I really like the shade of this. I like literally want to just keep using this. I want to like use this in my sleep. I think it is stunning. I think it is beautiful. I almost didn't pick this up, so thank goodness I did. Again, first impressions, maybe my mind will change, but love it so far. As far as the blush is concerned, I know that off the bat, I already know I love the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush formula, and I really enjoy the shade off first impressions. I think it gives just a nice light luminous coral sort of hint to the skin, so really excited about that. Happy to have that one in my collection. Again, just really love that blush formula. The Pixi Glowy Gossamer Duo. Again, this is my first time using it. It looks very wet, very intense, something that I will like. Sometimes I like subtle, sometimes I like intense. I do really like those wet looking highlights, so I think that I am going to really enjoy this, and so far I'm kind of getting what all the hype's about. As far as the Naked Reloaded palette is concerned, I've only used it one time, so I really don't have any sort of feelings either way. I really like this buck shade. I think it's gonna be a really nice shade just to wear, like pop it in the crease when I'm running out for work, or a really nice shade on a no makeup sort of day, just like a bronzed summer look with just like a hint of dimension in the eye. I think it'd be really nice for that. I did really like this burn shade. I think it looks like really nice on the lid, but really not a whole lot to say yet since this was my first time using the palette. But thank you to my daughter for ruining some of my makeup so that my husband would buy this for me. The lip gloss, so far so good, really like it. I have quite a few opaque glosses in my collection, so it'd be nice to have a not so opaque gloss, and I think this is a really nice shade. Again, not sticky at all. I think I'm really gonna like this, probably gonna want to pick up more. But after that, that is all the products that we tested out here today on my face. If you guys have any recommendations for videos, please leave them down below. Let me know what products you've been loving lately, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.